I think we've been playing a good brand of cricket. I mean, there's always room for improvement. I've been really impressed with Rutu's captaincy. I mean, it's never easy taking over, someone like a legend of MSD, but it's also great to have MSD there to help him as well along the way. So I think that's been a real positive. It's been something that we were concerned about, but I think Rutu's doing a great job as skipper. I think, I think the batting of some of the batters has been superb. I mean, Rutu's done well, especially having the extra responsibility of the captaincy as well. Dubé's played some fantastic aggressive innings for us as always. The way MSD has been finishing off the innings has been incredible as well. And there's been other nice contributions along the way. It's great to have a look at some of the new talent coming through. Like Ratchan played a couple of really nice innings at the start of the tournament. Jadu's chipped in as well. So they've all sort of chipped in well. I think what the franchise does so well is that they really trust and back the person as well. They see the best in the person. Even if there's, a few performances aren't, what they'd like them to be, they still look for, what they're like when they're at their best, and as a player, but also as a person. And then it's up to us to, if things sort of aren't going exactly to plan, to try and get them back on track and get the best out of them as people and as players. So that's probably the thing that stands out the most to me as well, is we don't like to chop and change too much. We don't like to, panic when things aren't quite going right. We look for great people, we look for great players, and we trust them because, we know what they're like when they're at their best, and our job is, I guess, to try and get them at their best as often as possible. Well, one, just talking to him about the game, he has a very good understanding about the game, and he thinks a lot about the game, which is great as well. He's also got captaincy experience with Maharashtra as well, and we've sort of been watching that closely. I think also the way he is around the team, he's a natural leader. The players are drawn to him. He's got a presence around the players, but there's a humility about him as well. Whether he's learnt some of that off MSD or whether that's just his natural character, maybe a combination of both. But he certainly has that presence as a leader around the team. People are drawn to him. Good understanding of the game. Obviously a fantastic player. So all the ingredients were there. But again, I think he's been lucky as well to have guys like Stephen Fleming and MSD to help guide him along the way as well. I mean, he is, into his 40s now, so he can't be like the young 20-year-old sprinting between the wickets like he used to, but he's still got that enormous power and calmness under pressure. So we're certainly, and he's wanting to be used at the back end of the innings, the last 2, 3, 4 overs if possible. I know there's other people out there and probably the fans want him in earlier, but also we've got to look after him as well and manage his body along the way as well. But that's the role that he's playing at the moment, and obviously he's playing it supremely well as always. I get that a lot. People talking to people in the lifts, they said, please tell MS Dhoni to come in number 1, 2 or 3. Get it all the time. I mean, it's tough, but I guess the bonus you have is that you've got so much experience. You understand your own game, you understand your body, you understand the mental side of the game so much better than when you were a young 20-year-old, just starting your journey. So I guess from MS Dhoni's point of view, he's got a great understanding of all those facets. So he can manage himself. Obviously, he's got good people around him as well, like our physios and trainers. They've got a lot of experience as well and know him so well as a person as well. So it's a two-way sort of relationship there as well. But I'd say that's probably the main thing. He just understands himself so well now, so he can just try and manage it as well as he can. He's obviously still motivated to play, and that's what comes down to at this stage of your career. You can still play at the level. There's no question about that. It's just whether you still have the motivation to continue going out there and wanting to play. And eventually it gets to the stage where you think, I've had enough now. But obviously for MS, he's still got that desire to play. He still loves being around the team and the environment. And look, I hope he keeps going for a few more years yet, because he's certainly got the skills and mental ability. He's certainly got a great rapport and respect around the team, obviously. Well, I think it's twofold. I think one, a lot of credit needs to go to Shivam. The amount of work that he's put in behind the scenes with no one watching to improve his game. Obviously, particularly say the talk around the traps was he struggled against the short ball. Well, he's now actually playing the short ball very well. But that's a lot to do with the work that he's been doing behind the scenes. And then the second part of it is that the environment that he's surrounded in. And I honestly believe that the environment we have at CSK has helped him have the confidence to go out there and play the way he can play his best cricket. A lot of credit needs to go to Stephen Fleming and MS Dhoni and now Rutu for allowing him to be him. Looking at his strengths and saying, mate, you've got our backing, you've got our trust. Even if you miss out a couple of times, it's fine. We want you to go out and play that way. We've encouraged him to go out and play in that manner. That's what makes him so dangerous in this competition. I'm quite a structured person, yes, and my memory's not very good, so I need to write things down if I'm going to remember it. So I do like to, have a little list each day of the things that I want to achieve. And then I do have notebooks on all the players, and just any of our conversations that we have, anything that I can learn about their game or them as a person, I quite often like to jot down just to, just have in the memory bank for in future years when we're sort of working together, going back and saying, oh, remember when you were playing really well, you were talking about this and this and this, and quite often it's just a reminder of the really good things about them. So yeah, I do like to take a lot of notes. I think it helps me remember stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't remember anything. I love coaching. But you can't beat playing. Playing's the greatest part of the game. To be out there helping your team to win a game, celebrating those wins with your teammates in the dressing room. That's what I miss the most. That camaraderie you have. You do get a bit of it as a coach, but it's not the same as being a player. So I'd have to say player number one. Coaching's number two, and broadcasting. As much as I love it and enjoy it and love being still part of the game, it's sort of a very close three.